Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to have all of you here. Today is a very special session because, personally, for me, prosthodontics was the first subject that I would say no to if I were to ever do prosthodontics. But we have not one, but two, but three people with different stages in their careers who can actually tell us the reality of prosthodontics. And I'm very excited to hear that because maybe they're going to break my myth of how prosthodontics as a post graduation can be. So, first of all, thank you so much for being here. And I really hope that by the end of this session, all of us present here are inspired to take a subject like prosthodontics. I'd love to introduce the speakers. So we have Dr. Madhu. She's my batchmate from my undergraduate days at Manipal College of Dental Sciences. Yeah. So I'm sure that her, Instagram page will help all of you with not just the part of, whether you should choose prosthodontics, but also about how you can actually make your life in prosto easier. We have Dr. Shweta with us, who's our subject matter expert at MediStudyGo. She's the person who has written one third of the textbook of prosthodontics. We are yet to do a few topics, and we want you back to complete those topics. And she's here to tell us the reality of prosthodontics once you finish your post graduation. So I think there are three phases. One where all of us are, where we are yet to choose our branch. The second is when we have chosen it, and now we have to make the most out of it. Okay, and the third one being where Dr. Shweta is today. She has a practice. She's practicing prosthodontics, and she can tell you the reality of what the branch looks after you have actually done your post graduation. We have Dr. Arpita. I'm sure most of you would know her again through her Instagram page. She's very active on Instagram. She shares the reality of the subject, and I'm sure a lot of you guys already know her. So, welcome. And if you like to give a small introduction about yourself, it would be great so that they know what kind of questions to ask you.
I'll give them their first chance. I'll do it last.
Yeah, Madhu.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Dr. Madhupriya. I am a second year postgraduate student, and I'm currently, as Palak already said, we have been batchmates in undergrad, and we completed our undergrad in 2023, and I joined post graduation in the same year. I am studying currently at Sharad Pawar Dental College. It is the dental college of Tattamegi University, which is situated in Wardha. It's a very small place in Maharashtra. And yeah, that's about it. I have just come back from the hospital. So the face.
Arpita?
Hi everybody. So I'm Dr. Arpita Khanna and the physio dentist. So I ended up being in Prosto and that was my the very hardcore choice. So I would love to tell you guys what exactly and how exactly I chose this branch for me. And also I will tell you that how it is important for you to do the choice fillings, because when I fill my choices, I only fill two choices. So you have to be that clear with what you want, because just because you want some college won't actually lead to you a good, or won't make you a good prosthodontist in the end. Rest, let's see. We all are here to guide you all together. So yeah, excited.
Thank you. Dr. Shweta?
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Dr. Shweta, and I belong to a non-influencer part of generation. So we never had Instagram, so probably we were just posting stuff like of what we used to eat while we were studying. So now I'm also from the generation where NEET was not the same exam. We had separate COMET, CET, and other state exams. So I have been practicing pure Prosto for the past 7.5 years or more easily. So I think I can help you better with understanding what you can expect out of learning Prosto in general, what you should be expecting to do, because after coming out is what you realize that that phase of life is so important and crucial. While you're in it, you're slogging, irritated, angry, frustrated, and then once you're out, you know how beautiful that is. So whatever doubts you have, please feel free to bring and ask. Yeah, that's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think this panel is basically because we want to understand not just the 3 years of prosthodontics, but what happens
Post.
after that. I think that's one of the most crucial questions that we need to ask before we take the step of choosing a branch like prosthodontics. So thank you so much for being here. So yeah, I'm going to start with the very basic, and I would want to start from you, Dr. Shweta, as to back then, how did you actually decide that you want to take a branch like prosthodontics? And what is that one thing that you didn't know when you start, which you probably feel you should have known?
Okay, so why I chose prosthodontics, so I'm sure you all know that we have preclinical prosto and preclinical cons and endo when we are in the second year of RBDS, right? So that is a significant phase where you understand what the subject is. So you have these conso lovers and you have prosto lovers as two different groups. And then whoever likes the other one doesn't like the subject at all. So what I feel is in your second year and third year BDS, whoever is your teaching staff play a very significant role in liking that subject. So fortunately or unfortunately, when I was in my second and third year, we had not very great staff teaching us cons and endo. And then we had very good staff who were literally teaching us how to do first four, second four, and everything through CDs and RPDs. So that actually got me hooked on to Prosto more. And I think at that time, just doing that one couple of CDs in final year, we used to stay back late in the labs, and that was like a fantasy, like, oh, we were working so hard. So that was one fantasy that I really liked. So that is the only reason I picked Prosto. I just had a fantasy to Prosto for that reason that, the lab part of Prosto was so fascinating and it was taught so well. That's all I knew when I actually wanted to go into Prosto. I did not know anything else, and I had hatred towards endo. I didn't want anything else. So that is the only thing. And I left endo seat for a Prosto when I was picking seats at that time. So that's just how I got into Prosto back then. So I think who teaches you your basics are the single most important. They play a very important role in deciding whether you like that subject or not. And I was blessed with someone who taught me well. So yeah, your next question, were you asking me for something else?
Yeah, I asked you if there was one thing that you didn't know about prosthodontics when you
So
started.
I did not know that. Like I said, I thought it's only CDs, RPDs and stuff like that. It's only later, actually 7-8 years after coming out, that I realized that everything is prosto. Every department is two subjects, in my opinion, prosto and perio. I'm sorry, but that is a very important thing that I feel. So prosto is treatment planning. It's entire dentistry just compiled into one subject. But I feel every department across carries a small portion of prosto in them. So I feel it's the base of dentistry. It is so strong, hard, and moving forward. So I feel that is the core of dentistry. If you want to learn the core, I think Prosto is it. I'm only talking for myself, not for anybody else, and no offense. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. So, taking your question ahead to Dr. Arpita, Dr. Arpita, I would like to ask you that you were very sure about a subject like prosthodontics, but what were the options that you had, and how did you end up choosing the college that you chose for this subject? If you could speak a little bit about your college and why your college is good for prosthodontics, everybody would love to hear that.
So I did I would agree with Doctor. So as she told that being a good teacher in UG, having a good teacher is important, and I totally agree with it. But luckily I got good ones. So automatically it starts with undergrad, because here in SDM, if I talk about undergrads, Prosto staff is they're very strict. So
That's almost everywhere, I would say.
I see students losing interest right in UG itself for prosthetics, and they're like, "Ma'am, we didn't do only one CD. Our staff used to bash us like this," and I don't think I can continue like prosthetics. So one thing I want to say that yes, it plays a vital role, but don't think that you can't do it. Like prosthetics coming into PG is whole way different. Like when you understand the subject and do everything. So yes, you will take like little extra step to push yourself to take that subject. When from UG itself you have been like really bad experience with Prosto. So don't just consider this as one thing. But yes, it helps making you the decision, because if you can't like something in initial, So it will be difficult for you to like it later. Regarding STM, so I did I have made a checklist, right? Different things that you should actually see when you are taking a prosto. Again, first is the patient flow. I always think, because when I went to Maulana Azad for my externship, there was like a sudden shift for me. Like I was doing like patients crazily. And that's what like made me little more confident with whatever I am today. So I feel that one, automatically when you have patience, somehow you will get that confidence. At least I'm not saying Prosto is like so big. I feel you cannot learn it in 3 years. It has to be some 5-6 years course, I feel, to learn I think it won't end in 5 years also. So it's too big. So you need to see first the patient flow. It should be good, at least good enough so that you learn basics so nicely, so that you can continue learning with different programs more in detail, the depth of the subjects. The second one is the faculty. Okay, so in SDM, we have great faculties, but I somehow feel that some faculties are not that updated to the technologies. And I feel technology is a need of our, yes, analog and our basic ways we should know. We should understand that how the mechanism works, how everything works. But if you're not able to relate it to the technology at some point, then you're automatically lacking behind when you come out 3 years after that, after your post-graduation. So just see if your staff is little more engaged with combining both these things together. So you need to see digitalization. Second, the third one is, I only forgot, wait. Yes. So you need to see that what all materials are there in your department. So the best part about SDM are like free hand of material. We have so free hand, like we can actually waste one full. I hope no staff is there in this group. They
I
will
was just thinking of that.
You can actually use material and they won't say you anything. We pay an extra fee around 70,000 for the material. But yeah, we get the best materials. I am sure about it. And they won't say that why you have used so much, I have made endless alternate impressions in the start. I have made endless light body. I wasted putty boxes like anything. But yeah, that's the part of learning. And this is the place where you can actually waste material. In your clinic, when it will be costing you a good amount, you will be very careful about using those materials. So you should try materials, you should try different materials and see what works best for you. Okay. After that, I would say that see the amount of work that they are doing. How many clinical cases, be it removables, be it like the implants, and also just see that how much, like just don't talk to, I feel, first years. First years are not the right people to actually guide you who are there in prosthetics. Talk to like more of and like second years or third years, because they have gone through half of their PG and they have seen what exactly works. See, 99% of the people, nobody will say bad about their college. Nobody will. Because everybody, somehow they will have that, no, this is my college. Somehow I have to put some good words and just say that. But yeah, reality comes when you go and actually study there. So make sure that like talk to third years and talk to them very clearly that how much cases they have done. Try to see if they can show you some cases of, so you get an idea of what kind of work is going on. Even though you get to know about the documentation and everything, which I feel is a need of an hour, and you should document your cases, which will help you later to understand that where you started and now after 3 years, how much confident you are. Regarding STM more, yeah, digitalization, as I told. So we have one faculty who is like trained in this maxillofacial prosthetics. So I feel that this also gives us an opportunity to see one another aspect of prosthodontics. So again, implantology, we have a separate department at STM. So we have different faculty. It has no relation with the prosto department. It's a separate department. We have a periodontist, we have an oral surgeon, we have a prosthetic system. Everybody is there. So I really like that combined approach of implantology, because yes, it is not just one approach. You have to see the soft tissue, you have to understand about the surgical skills, and the most important, the prosthetic parts. So I feel that when all these three things or all the three minds are together, then you can work more efficiently. So in our department, oral surgery department, as well as prosthetics, as well as perio, all these 3 PGs are allowed to place implants, and they all work together in their postings. Test, yes, full mouth rehabilitations. So again, you need to see how many they do. See, every 2 or 3 will 100% obviously will give you an experience of how it works, but it won't resolve the problem of it's a very combined approach. I feel it's not, it has to have so many things. You have to think clinically, you have to imagine how will the final prosthesis look like. There are so many things. So beyond CD RPDs, there are so many things that you need to see, and they are the need of an hour, because basic CD RPDs, I feel that many BDS are also doing. They might not be doing as well as a prosthodontist will do it, but yeah, these special cases is where you can actually stand differently from everybody else as a prosthodontist, and that will set you a good sweet time to learn. That I've understood. So all these points you have to notice in any college. There are disadvantages here also. There might be in different colleges itself. So make sure you are able to relate everything together.
Right, right.
Spoke
That
so
was
much.
quite comprehensive. Yeah, like we need to look much more than, the superficial things about how the college looks. But take care of these important things, especially if you're doing a branch like prosthodontics. Um, so Dr. Madhu, I'd like to take this question forward further, and I feel like we've discussed about technology and we've discussed about faculty. So now that you have actually spent an entire year in your college, what is your perspective on these two aspects with respect to your college?
So I feel Dr. Shweta and Dr. Arpita had summarized kind of everything in this. But as for my experience, what I would like to say is, let me just start with the point as to why prosthodontics, like why did I choose? I had only one branch during my choice filling. I did not fill any other branches. And why I was so sure about it, because it's a very weird story. But we had, if you remember, Palak, we had a conference during our internship, Manipal
Dental
Dental Conference.
conference.
Yeah. So we had two amazing prosthodontists coming there, and I was so mesmerized by their work and what, like, as ma'am has already said, like earlier I used to think as an undergrad it was only CDs, RPDs, and FPDs, and once I sat through that entire conference, I was like, no, it's amazing, it's crazy, there's a lot of work to do, and yes, I was that endo hater group. I have really done bad RCTs during my undergrad. I still remember we had one of our faculties, Dr. Manuel. He came to my rescue, but that day I decided, okay, I am not going to take this subject any further. Apart from that, yes, about the college and the faculty, when I was deciding, I was very clear. I had only opted for centralized counseling and Karnataka state counseling. But if Arpita can recall, the state counseling were pretty late. Like I think 2 rounds of central counseling happened, and then first round of state counseling for Karnataka happened. And SDM was the only choice I had in state counseling. So the idea was not to wait for one college like for 2 rounds of centralized counseling, but thankfully since last year I think it's become better, like 1 round of state followed, like 1 round of central followed by 1 round of state. Yeah. So moving on to the choices that we keep, while like I had actually an Excel sheet prepared, and the columns were first. I was very sure, okay, this is my rank, and these are the colleges I am going to get in my rank. And since I was very sure that I wanted Prosto, so okay, this is the rank, this is the college I'm gonna get. Now, second most important thing was the fees for me. uh, Fees as in tuition fee and the stipend that the college is giving. So the effective fees that I am going to pay. Plus, there are other fees, as Arpita already mentioned. I knew about state, like colleges through state counseling charging material fees as separate fees. So that also I was aware of. And that adds to the cost. Then in my college, hostel is compulsory, which is quite a lot. Like it's almost twice what I paid during undergrad. So that adds to the fee. So after all the calculation, I got a final amount. I wrote it in my Excel sheet, the tuition fee, I mean the fee, effective fee. Then third for me was how technologically advanced the department is. Like as we all can agree that everything is moving towards technology. Like the basic thing about today is how fast you can deliver like the prosthesis, and you should know what and where it's coming from so that you can make changes and you can like communicate to the lab even if you're sending it through. So we have CAD cam here, we have a 3D printer here, but yeah, it doesn't print biocompatible material as of now, but yes, we can get all the surgical stent printed. And and we have freehand. Like I still remember we were undergrads and CAD cam had come to our undergrad college, and we were not allowed to go there to see, but I think the PGs had access to. So I was like, okay, this is something I want when I go for my post graduation. So we have full freehand CAD cam. We do all the designing, scanning, milling, everything. So that was one thing. And fourth for me was, yes, I mean, technology and patient inflow kind of, at the same level. We have a cancer hospital. So all the max-fax cases from the cancer hospital post surgery come to the department for rehabilitation. So that was one plus point. And otherwise, yes, it's a very small place. So I would say somewhat like, yeah, the patient inflow is decent, not too much, not too less. And then the last in my list, honestly, was the kind of faculty, because the reviews I had got from other people were that you learn very less from faculty, which thankfully we have an all female staff in our college. So we don't have toxicity, but yes, that gossip part is there, but we don't have toxicity. And the coolest person is our HUD. She has given us so much free hand, like whatever material you want to use, just indent it. Whatever new thing you want to try, she'll back you like anything. She is kind of the senior most in the entire college. So even the dean is her junior from UG. So he also, like, it's kind of that kind of free hand we have. So that was one thing. Obviously that was never on my list, but yes, that should be. You should have very good guides. And we have 6 guides as such, because 6 PGs. So 4 of them are professor level ranking. So that also adds to the department's experience value, because you have, like, if so many senior staff are there in your department, so you can rely on them. And about cases, as Arpita said, yes, you should always ask a final year PG about what effective cases they have done by the end of their tenure. Because I still remember, oh my God, it was my first day during post graduation, and all the final year PGs, like, they were kind of surrounded. They have their exam cubicles. So one, there was an FMR going on, one there was temporization going on. For me, it was only RPD CD, and I was like, what? And then there's someone is doing a special case there. So yeah, you should always ask a final year PG about what effective cases they have done. Also, I forgot. Please, when you are deciding upon the college, also when you're deciding upon the tuition fee, remember some colleges charge extra for implant. If the patient inflow is crazy, then that means the treatment is either at very minimal charges or free. So if you're getting implant patient, most of the times it's always the treating doctor who's paying through their pocket to learn. So yes, remember that. And yeah, like Arpita said, we also have a separate implantology area. And when we are deciding upon a patient's treatment plan, we have this performer where you have to go meet all, like, the implant in charge from perio, oral surgery, and prosto. And then you have to tell them your treatment plan, take signatures. Once this entire process is completed, only then can you, like, make the patient sit on the chair for the surgery. So yeah, that's good. Negative part about at least my college, but I would feel, is Varda is a very small place. So if you want to widen your perspective, like you want to do something after college, which we as prosthodontics get very few, like very less hours. But yes, even if you want to, you can't really do anything outside this place. And I feel hostel should not have been compulsory, because that actually is 1/3 of my fees. It's that high. And yeah, and I think they can have some better infrastructure if I add to that. But yes, I honestly I'm pretty satisfied with my choice now.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. But Dr. Shweta, in the hindsight, how do you feel about all of these things? You know, considering that you are already practicing out there, I'm sure there's so much that we grow into once we start practicing. So, out of these things, in the hindsight, what do you think are the most important that a student should look at and
So,
prioritize? Yeah.
see, like Arpita and Madhu explained about, I feel like you can't go and know what cases are done because nobody, even if they tell you, will you know about it? No. Someone says, oh, I've done immediate temporization on an implant. Will you know
Implant,
about
yeah.
it? No. So there is no point asking whether, you have done a particular kind of case. Have you done veneers? Have you done? I feel deciding on a treatment plan is purely personal, purely um, personal at this stage, but probably when you're in your undergraduate, post-graduation, it is more of how many cases of certain kind that you want to do. So it's all really based on all of that. So going and asking whether have you done, what are the varied kind of cases you've done, I don't think will solve your problem of picking that particular college. 100% I'll give marks to materials, whether they use varied materials or not. Technology, now 9 out of 10 colleges are incorporating because that's a need of the day. Most postgraduate departments have intraoral scanners as well these days. So check for what technologically advanced, how they are supporting this, like intraoral scanning for our normal day in, day out Prosto procedures. Whether basic implantology, don't have to do exotic things as a postgraduate, in my opinion. Whether basic implantology is practiced in that particular department and is a prosthodontist allowed to do it there or not is the single most important thing. Materials, like Dr. Arpita mentioned, that yeah, it is very important because that is the only stage of your life where you'll experiment every single material. You'll touch, feel, know, learn the setting time. It becomes your muscle memory when you come out of college. So that one thing is very significant. Material selection, materials, whether they're using or is the college allowed to use. Most importantly, your technological usage, if there is any intraoral scanning and stuff like that, if basic implantology is allowed. And what is the OP of your department? It's as simple as that. Go into the college, if they say they have OP, somehow you'll somehow make sure you do all the cases and come out. Okay, if you have, say, at least a walk-in of, give it like what, 20, I'm giving very minimal number of Prosto OP per day. That means all PGs are doing decent work. They're doing something, not bad. I feel there are very few colleges now where there's barely any work. I guess there are a couple of them in Bangalore too. But otherwise, at least, you should learn the basics, right? You can't do everything. You can't learn everything in those 3 years. It's all right to not learn, but at least you should know basics. Like I said, at least place 5 implants. You'll know the method of manipulation. Just identify things. These are all things that you keep it in your mind as you come out, and then you have to go grow from there. It's brand new once you're out. So just look at the OP of that particular college. See if it is decent enough. Most importantly, I'm sorry, but you guys spend a lot on your post graduations these days. Thankfully, I was done at 1.2 lakhs per annum. So I think that doesn't happen now. So I feel that's a very, very significant problem to have in this age and time, because how much money can you bring back later in how many years' time is a very important calculation that we have to do. And most importantly, can your family afford that is a very significant problem to have. Can you afford it? Can you repay it back? And how many years will you take to earn it back? I earned back my postgraduate and undergraduate money that my father has spent on. But now spending 7 lakhs, 10 lakhs per annum, and then that goes to 30, 35 lakhs, 40 lakhs is like a lot of money, I feel, in this age and time. So your family's affordability is very important. Location of the college, OP is that's all we used to do like 10 years back then for us, ki OP hai, college mein OP hai, ki implant karte hai, these were the only two questions. If they did, then we went in and we said, chalo, dekh lenge, we'll go and check. But now I think all, your younger generation are street smart. They know what to ask for, I would say. So yeah, now currently what is important is what kind of scanning is used, what kind of impression materials are used and stuff like that. What kind of cases are being done in a particular department by a PG is very personal to the guide, to the staff and to the particular person. So I don't see that as a very important, it doesn't add value to the degree. You'll eventually get there. Once you go in, that's how you generate a treatment plan, right? So don't give that very significant importance, because end of the day, cut down 5 years down the lane, it doesn't matter whether we're in 10 full mouth rehabs, 15, 30, 100, everything is the same. Every patient is new and every treatment is very, individualistic and customized. So OP hai, nahi hai is important. What materials and technology, like you guys mentioned, and basic things. How is the tuition fees and everything? I think these four are very significant, important things. Maybe some touch with maxillofacial prosthodontics, because eventually you may never get to learn. You may never experience that because not many practitioners are actually doing it outside. So if that college has some importance to that particular sub-subject of prosto, is also some value to the overall prosto, I feel.
Got it.
Was I too fast?
Thank you. No, I think that really covered it in a very different way, because as students,
Yeah, I'm
we
old.
already we just have
So
this one
that's
dream.
also what I used to see 10 years back down the lane. When I think the only thing I feel is very important is, was I able to experiment with materials? Because now I don't experiment. I just go pick what I'm comfortable with and use. I want my work
Correct.
to be done in the easiest way possible. And eventually every prosthodontist shifts out into digital dentistry. That is normal also. So if there is mild experience, I'm not saying you need to do hundreds of cases. It's absolutely all right to not do. But are these basic things touched upon? I feel even today, give importance to CDs and RPDs in the world of full mouth rehabs and implants. Please give importance to complete dentures and removal. They are your bread and butter. That patient decides to be yours for life only if you do these things properly. So give that importance, and then they are yours for life. That is my take on the whole thing. It may be a little here and there because I'm a little older. So yeah.
No, I think that's very important. So yeah, uh, uh, Dr. Madhu, coming to you, I want to know, like, when we were in college, I think one of the most important discussions we used to have is, how toxic is the department, or that also means, not just your co-PGs, but your seniors or your faculty, and that becomes a very
PGs
important.
is a blessing that you may or may not get, so ignore.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, a year later, after joining PG, what do you think about this entire conversation that we usually have, and how important it is to have supportive departments and the environment around in the department?
Okay. So, like I had already said, that since it's an all-female department, the toxicity is absolutely bare minimum. Like it's non-existent. But yes, the gossip is there. Like if something happens at one place, it travels faster than the speed of light to the other part of the department. So yes, that's there, but you will never feel like someone is trying to, suppress you in any form. Apart from that, yes, that guide bias is always there. Like your guide would want you to, like ma'am already said, your guide would want you to do a certain type of case. So the treatment plan changes according to that. So if you see someone doing some other kind of cases, you kind of get like it's your way of taking it. You either get jealous or you get motivated to try that. So it depends upon you and your co-PGs, obviously, and obviously your seniors, how your seniors are in the department. Like most of it, I still remember. Oh my God, I'm so thankful to my third year. When I was a first year, I have cried during my initial complete dentures. They would either be unretentive or the centric would be wrong during denture insertion. That was traumatic as hell. So I had my third year senior who used to come to me, and like she used to literally hold my hand and show. So yes, your seniors will be saving. You will not have the faculty around always, and you can ask your seniors the silliest of questions because they know what it is to be a first year or a second year for that matter. So seniors are very important, and your co-PGs obviously. Since, as you said, that I have a dental page, so if I would not have had supportive PGs or staff, this would not have worked, because you need to like find time. I have the recent video that I uploaded. It was recorded with one of my co-PGs. She was the one who was like with the patient. So yeah, it's very important to have people around you, or who are at the same level, like kind of with the same mindset. Yes, we need to learn, we need to grow. Okay, as ma'am said, you cannot do all type of cases, but if you go assist someone who's doing a certain type of case, you get some kind of experience out of it. So if you have a good set of co-PGs who are like always into okay trying something, or because this is the period to try, so you go assist them or you try implement it. Do not make the same mistakes as your co-PGs did, or you make the mistake for once and like let them know that okay, this is something that's not working, don't do it. So yeah, that's how you create a healthy competition amongst yourself. And thankfully, I'm blessed to have amazing co-PGs. So that's why I'm here sitting and happily talking about it. And also because the department is not toxic, so it's nice. You like you get up, it's enjoyable. You look forward to the day. You want to work. You want to give your best. So yeah, it's nice. It's very important to not have a toxic environment. It's very important.
I'll just add a point here. Grass is greener where you are, so make the most out of it. The only
Absolutely.
thing you can't expect to be life looks better elsewhere, but it is good where you are. So be happy with that. That's it.
Absolutely. Dr. Arpita, I'd like to ask you that since you are also, I mean, in a deemed college, in a non-deemed college, there's a question that's on the chat box where in Karnataka, how are the non-deemed colleges? I'm sure you only know about your college, but in case you have an idea of the non-deemed college.
Yes. So I was very particular about my college. So in my list, I had only 3 colleges, which I put. So sadly, I won't be able to tell you much about other colleges. But yeah, I was having seniors who were from especially KLE Bangalore, KLE Belgaum, and from this, what was the name? I forgot. Um, RV Dental College, Bangalore. Yes. So I have heard that KLE Bangalore is a very good college. So I think you can, like, people can go explore all the points that we have mentioned that are important to see. See it. I was the one who actually visited all these 3 colleges in person, because you should actually go and see before you want to take that thing. We are investing like a lot of money on us. So I wanted to be very sure of the choice that I am putting in is correct or not for me. So spend some extra money on your flights, on your travel. Go visit, talk to PGs yourself, because when you see it, you can actually see the reality. Like, there are colleges I visited in Bangalore that I expected to be very nice, but they weren't up to my expectations. So the things that I heard was very different than what I actually saw. So that also helps you to make an informed decision, because once you made a decision, you can't say that I made a decision on your choice. No, it's your choice. We are just here to guide you. So go visit those colleges. KLE Belgaum is also a good college, but I've heard that they are not technologically not that upgraded. Also, the amount of patients are little less, because there are 2-3 colleges, Maratha Mandal, KLE, etc., all are very near together. Uh, I don't know about other colleges, so I don't want to comment anything. Yeah, but KLE Bangalore, I have heard like it's excellent college. So do try that one.
It was one of the best 10 years ago too. They have very good materials and what kind of technology they use for treatment planning and everything. So if anybody has that on mind, I think it's a good option.
Got it. Got it. If you would like to share your stipend of the college, that is if people are asking.
My stipend of the college right now is 7,000 for first year, 9,000 for third year, second year, and 12,000 for third year. We are expecting a raise, but we are not sure because our college has increased the fees crazily. So probably SDM would end up being the most expensive college of the India for sure, because I have seen NRI seat to be coming to 20 lakhs, and even the private seats coming to 15 lakhs. That's what I have heard. I'm not sure about it, but yeah, this is what we have been hearing about the tentative fee structure. So there might be an increase of stipend also, but again, until unless it happens, I can't say.
Yeah. What about you, Madhu?
Yeah, so during my admissions, my fees were 8.75 lakhs, and my stipend around that in first year it's 4,000, in second year it's 4,500, and in third year it's 5,000. And I think for the current batch which is joining, they have quoted 11 lakh fees for first year. So yeah. I think the stipend is the same. I don't know. They're not talking about any raise, although there is some collaboration with like, okay, let's just see. Let's just hope.
So, Doctor, are you talking to me?
Dr. Shweta, I
Yeah.
mean, looking at the piece, am I audible?
Now, yes.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Can you say something? I can't hear actually.
Yeah, I can. Am I audible?
No.
Am I audible to others?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say it, but I can't hear you. So looking at the fees currently, and we always talk about ROI on how we can actually build a clinic and make up that money that we've invested in our degree. What is your take on it? And what should we do right in the 3 years of post-graduation that um, we can successfully start a practice after post-graduation?
That's a very tough question to answer because return on the investment is that's one thing I feel very bad about the current generation, because I will tell you how I compare mine with my seniors. So those who came out of post graduations within 2010, like 2010 around that time, they minted money. They made a lot of money in dentistry, saw the best part of dentistry, minted in crores, not just lakhs. And then they saw the best part of dentistry, even though material science did not evolve as much as it did in the current day and time. But so if they set up a clinic right after coming out of college, probably within 3 years span, there's some breakout room that's opening. Should I close it? I think she's not there.
I think it was the connection issue that like she was talking about.
Yeah, I think we were added to a breakout room or something, if I'm not wrong.
No.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. It was not
Yeah.
working, so I had to join from my phone.
Okay, so like I said, those who completed their post-graduation around within 2010, if they set up a practice like right after college, theirs would be a very successful practice within 3 years of time. Okay, those who set up their clinics in 2010 make money in crores now, actually. Okay, but now coming to those who set up somewhere between 13 to 18, took 5 years to 6 years to become an established practice. Usually that was considered as a settlement time in general for a fresh clinic, to understand that, okay, this is the amount of time that will take to break even your investment even on the clinic, and to see money coming to you very significantly. But those who have set up around COVID are still settling down. It's going to take a little longer because there's a lot of dilution. There's a lot of students that are coming out every year. And then everybody is just setting up practice with and without experience. That becomes a very confusing factor for the patient to pick a particular doctor. Okay. And add to that is the influencers that will confuse the patients a little more. Okay. Now, adding to that, now patients have become even smarter. They don't go to these doctors who are influencers. because they think they cannot give the same amount of time because they're busy making reels. And I'm just being honest here. That's what happens. I see patients day in day out who are like, we want basic visibility. Patients now want basic visibility, but they want doctors doing a lot of things because now they can't spend the same amount of time. So this dilution is significant because of social media, and because of the number of clinics. Same number of clinics are also closing down year by year. That's also happening. Not everybody is seeing the best part of private practice, but building something like that takes time. And in this age and time, if you are, say, coming out in 25, 26, 27 coming years, you're the amount of time it takes may go more than 7 or 8 years for you to see good amount of money coming back to you. 5 years or more than 5 or 7 years. That is a very significant factor, but mainly because of the money that is involved. 30-40 lakhs for a post-graduation, and then you are waiting for somebody said, what about joining college as a faculty? I personally say no to that because it's individual choice. Reason being, very good amount of time is gone in a college setup, unless you're really into academics. But now there are so many different ways of teaching. So I don't say that, that is a very conventional way, but then the growth is very less, the money is very less. You'll be frustrated spending time in the college and not actually seeing something coming out of it. So I would say, especially in the first few years, it's very crucial to explore and see what your options are. So just joining as a faculty in a college will probably give you 20,000, 15,000, 18,000. There are colleges that pay less than that as well. If you join really good universities, yeah, that's a great option, but not something like some random college in your city. I would not recommend that at all. So yeah, return on investment takes longer for this generation. I would say give it 8-10 years. Again, is very individualistic, but I would say stand strong on your basic principles and then give it time. Let it evolve by itself, and then eventually you will see it get better and life gets better too. So time is a very big thing. So you have to decide based on family pressures as well, I would say, especially for boys. Girls somehow are very happy, I would say. But boys, I feel, are struggling a lot. And I understand too, because unfortunately, there's a lot of society pressure on them, which is lesser on women. They're very comfortable. They have options to explore, but men are forced to make decisions immediately. So yeah, you can shoot back any other ones.
There's a question that, ma'am, in upcoming years, can lab technicians replace prosthodontists?
So the most important relationship other than your spouse is the relation you have with your technician, because technician is the single most important person that will make or break your practice once you're out. I'm not talking about in college. That's irrelevant. It's fine. It will be over. Technicians are very, very important. Even when we do a full mouth rehab, first we discuss with our technician and then do the case. There are technicians, there are clinics that call a technician to do complete dentures, remove partial dentures, but that's not your aim, right? There is still a segment of population that goes to RMPs and untrained local practitioners for general medicine issues as well. So you can't control that population, neither can you do anything about it. So that's not your concern at all. There will be clinics, even in a city. I live in a metropolitan, but still there are technicians that go to do complete denture cases. So don't bother about them. They absolutely are not going to replace. There's a very famous story of a mechanic and a cardiologist. I'm not sure if anybody's heard of it, where the mechanic says, cardiologist gives a car or something to the mechanic and says, repair it because there's something wrong. And then he opens it, repairs everything and puts it back and the car starts running. So mechanic says, I'm also doing the same thing, putting out parts and then repairing it and putting it back in. You get paid so much and then I get paid so less. So the cardiologist says that I do it when it's running, and you turn it off and do it. So I know more than that's actually what it means. Like, the science of something that they don't understand. That is why PG is very important. A BDS graduate in this day and time is a mechanic, is a technician, but post-graduation adds a little value to it. Or a good BDS college adds value. So no, they can't replace you. It's impossible. Those where they are getting replaced, don't bother to go there. It's not your cup of tea.
This was a brilliant answer, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, did it convince you, Janvi?
Yeah, someone who asked, did it convince you? Yeah. Or is there anything that you want to ask?
Yeah, I'll wait for
I
her
feel
answer.
like that's one thing that's lacking even in education, because Nobody, even in our under post graduation, nobody ever told us that this one relation is really important. They would always put them down. The staff always puts down your technician because they don't want to. Finally, they are giving you beautiful crowns. You have to accept it. They have skill better than you. Or for them to give that skill to you, you need to portray your skill in the mouth, right? It's as simple as that. So that relation is very important. You one very good thing that will fetch you in the future is to have a good bond right after you come out of college with a local technician, not the fancy labs. Yeah, fancy labs for a lot of things. Train the technician according to your work. That makes your life so easy and you'll be so happy with what comes out. You'll appreciate it over years, not immediately.
Balaji is asking, there's a myth that Prosto is bad in government colleges as there's no implants and only complete dentures and removable partial dentures. So anybody, okay, I mean, this is open to everybody who would like to take this question on. Is it true that government colleges don't have implants?
Um,
It was when I was studying, not sure now.
right now, like I have been in Maulana Azad, the topmost colleges of the India, but to be honest, I have seen that yes, there are no implants. There are very less. If it's there, it's very less. So yes, you need to be more specific about even the government colleges that you're choosing. Yes, you will be getting a good stipend. You will be not spending much on your post graduation. But yeah, again, somehow you will be investing money in the materials, the because I will like as I will value time more than money right now. Especially okay, it depends on your financial conditions, obviously. But yeah, if you have good finances and you don't have any pressure of like finances, then I would make sure and I want you guys to look at like into a broader picture, not than a smaller picture of 3 years getting a stipend. Yes, just see time as money because if you're not actually getting exposure about that particular field, then again you have to invest time and money again later.
Yeah, that's a important perspective. Totally depends on the personal situation of everybody. Yeah, I think we've covered most of the questions that have come in. Actually, no. Do prosthodontists get consultations as lately every clinic have their technicians? I think Dr. Shweta would be the best person
No,
to
I
answer.
think the one above says as most BDS dentists can deliver CDs and RPDs. No, I will break this myth forever and for good. You will be called only when something screws up. They will not call you otherwise. Okay, they do everything will be tried under the world, and finally to realize that, oh, I'm not able to do this, so let's just call and see if someone can fix it. And that's when you come in. But yeah, there are clinics that do not touch a patient without a good treatment plan. There are a couple of clinics that I go to where they call for a primary consultation to decide what to do even before touching the patient. Those are very good. You know, you actually have the, what do you say, the happiness of doing something when everything is given to you on a plate where you can decide what you want to do, which is a little rare, but it will take time. You need that experience. They need to believe that you can do something before that comes to you. So up until then, no, they are not going to call you for CDs and RPDs. It's okay that they don't call. But in smaller towns, I heard is still a little better. My friends who are settled in smaller towns, they do more complete dentures and RPDs even now. I probably do one in six. I don't do a lot. I don't do consultations. Probably one or two set clinics for the past couple of years, which I don't skip. So they call me because it's a city. They finally get into full mouth implants or something like that. So yeah, you may not be called upon so frequently, but yeah, that's very. It will take a while for them to believe and call you. That is the biggest problem. Yes, BDS people do deliver RPDs and CDs, which is okay. No problem.
Right. Um, Everyone is doing implants by doing certificate courses. So, how to surpass that arguments with my parents? Okay. Are your parents dentists? Yeah, anybody who would like to sort of take this question on?
It's a very difficult one to answer again. So how you can't convince your parents about this if unless until they are settled practitioners or something like that where they want an answer to the money that they're investing in. Even parents might really ask. But yeah, everybody does it. There are people who do ortho courses in 3 months. That doesn't make them orthodontist. everybody can do RCTs now. Now everybody can place implants. So you want your set of patients to come to you. You don't want to place implants in the entire world, right? That's not possible. If you get your 10, you can't handle more than 10, 15 implant cases. It's a headache that you'll have. So if you can get those 5, 10 patients, that's more than enough. There's a lot of credentialism in the world. So you will get your number of patients. You don't need everybody. Let everyone place implants. It's all right. But you need your share. So how can you market yourself is important. That's it. Yeah, you're right. Somebody asked a question and answer it too.
Yeah, somebody's asking about AIMS Prosto. Does anybody know about it? No. No, we are very sorry. Probably next time we'll have to get somebody from AIMS Prosto, but not today. Yeah, as we said, running a clinic is a business. That's 100% there. Yeah. We're almost done with all the questions, but if anybody has more questions, you can put it on the chat box. If not, we already have a WhatsApp group, and if you want to ask questions, in fact, I've lately seen people even solve their prosthodontic doubts related to what to do in such a case, etc. You can actually put it out, and we'll see if there is somebody who could answer it.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
My question to you, Dr. Shweta, how does your typical month, I would not say day, for a prosthodontist to classify a day would be a very short span. Like, how does your month as a practicing prosthodontist look like?
Month is difficult. Day would be easier, I would say.
Okay.
Month. So what is it that you want to know? Like
how exactly, I mean, is it like consultation? Is it your own clinic? Or how do you
it's
like?
my own clinic.
Okay.
So I would say, see, one thing, say in the first week of a month, I have a patient walking in for, some amount of treatment planning. So what we do in the first appointment is we still do model analysis, but we just do scans instead of impressions. That is the only difference. So treatment planning, we take good 5 to 6 days because nothing can be started in an emergency. So there'll be good number of 5 to 10 treatment plannings where there'll be either ortho involved or a periodontist involved. So good number of consultations, then continuous flow. These regular single unit crowns, multiple unit crowns, these keep going. There's nothing much to say or do there. So, but one thing, what I understood, I was someone who was hardcore into, I will not touch any patient if it is not Prosto. I was that back in 2018, around that time. But when you come out into core dentistry, you are everything. I'm not saying you have to do everything. What I'm saying is you have to think in terms of every department. It's a comprehensive plan. Everything involves everybody. Okay, so how a prosthodontic clinic has an edge over others, I feel, is treatment planning. You can generate better treatment plans in comparison to a general dentist clinic or just a perio clinic or just an endo clinic, because there is some biomechanics that you have learned better than them that you probably will not appreciate now, but later on you understand that, somehow, subconscious, it's like swimming, that this is not going to work or this is going to work. That's how it goes. So I feel I still don't do access openings. I still don't practice endo. I have someone to do it for me. I don't do extractions. I have a surgeon who does it for me. I just do prosto. Even today, I just do prosto. But I'm happy about it. I'm not interested to learn endodontics. I have somebody doing it. If it's a pain case, okay, fine, I'll open it. If I'm just me, it's not always just me in the clinic, so it works for me. But if it's just me in the clinic and there's some pain case coming, I will address it definitely. But I practice only Prosto to date. Even now, I only do Prosto. So, but you should know what has to be done. So you have to understand that every department has that significance there. So across the month, it's mostly a lot of treatment planning for bigger cases. I think single implants just come and go. That's all right. Anything more than one implant takes a little. My husband is also a prosto, so we sit and discuss and do a lot of cases. There's a lot of fight and all that goes on. So a lot of treatment planning, I would say, is a very significant part of my day if it is a big case. If it's a small case, it keeps going on and off. So is that what you want to know, or anything else in particular?
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, we are still in that studying phase. So
what I would, my advice to a PG, especially a Prosto PG, is wherever you can get a cast in the department, pick it up. Take a white paper, take a pencil and pen, and write and see what you can do to that. Suppose that is your patient, write and see what is your treatment plan. That gives you a mental picture eventually. of knowing what to do. Like any cast you get, even if it is not your case, they may not show you, say, let's say you don't have good co-PGs. There's some fight between you. You can see the cast, no, you don't have to see the patient. At least sit and write what is what. Cross-check with an OPG if you have, or just sit and write the treatment plan. These things are all like small exercises that eventually add up so much value to your practice later. Write a treatment plan, or if it is you, suppose this is your patient, what are you going to do? How are you going to solve that problem? Just by looking at a cast. You don't have to know the patient's complaint, don't have to know anything else. That's like a small exercise for Prosto PGs, I feel. Helps. We had a staff that tortured us to do it. I used to hate doing it as a postgraduate. But now, even to date, I sit with a cast or I sit with a scan, first take a piece of paper and write what I want to do. That makes a lot of difference. It's just that extra half an hour or 1 hour of time, but you learn a lot in that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for
Smile designing, how often do we get cases in the general setup? See, don't, I would say that's a, is it for you to know whether there is a money generating procedure, or what is your exact question? Like, don't go by smile designing. It's not like I have 10 smile designing per day. Whether the patient needs or not is the most important thing. So please, can you reframe your question? And sorry, Dr. Arpita, go ahead.
no, I was not saying
Or
anything.
you were popped up on the screen. So
I just said thank you to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, I feel like this session was very helpful because we not just, I mean, we didn't just get the perspective of what to do when you start PG, but also, from Dr. Shweta about how much it actually matters in the long run. So thank you so much. And I really, really hope that whoever joined the session benefited in some way. And, maybe some years down the line, you can thank your seniors here and actually make the most out of this conversation. So thank you so much for joining in, and I really hope it benefited.
bye,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye bye.
And yeah, we hope to see you all in Mumbai on the 14th of September. A lot of updates are coming on Instagram and
What? Okay, so I'll
yeah.
check. I'm off Instagram for a while. I'll go check again.
So
Okay,
it's called the
done.
Dental Spotlight. This is an event where I mean, sorry, Dr. Shweta, I know that you're against the influencer community, but
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm just a little old for. We still do, but like we have a marketing team that tortures us to put videos and reels. We have a page for our clinic, but and then I'm like, oh my God, there's such a big task. I can't be funny on a reel. That is my problem. Like even in a,
that's fine.
I'm
That's
a screen
absolutely
cautious.
fine.
Yeah.
So this is like a meetup where we are having a keynote. We are basically it's all about it's all dentists who are on social media, but we are discussing about how social media can actually be used as a tool to reach out to all the patients and educate all the patients. So that's what the theme about the entire event is. At the same time, we also have a hackathon where we are brainstorming on ideas as to what dentistry needs today, and it needs to be done by dentists. So it's going to be like a mini Shark Tank where people can pitch in their ideas and also get funding.
Interesting.
And we're also having an award show, which is completely, it's basically more about celebrating dentistry as a whole. So not just clinical dentists, but people who have transitioned, people who are doing great in maybe technology with AI. So we are going to celebrate dentists from all across the field. So this is what the event is about. And yeah, we've not revealed anything actually on Instagram, but yeah, we are one by one
Eventually.
putting it out there.
Okay.
Yeah. So looking forward to
Okay.
see all of you there and actually, come together as a community and help each other.
Yes. All the best to Dr. Arpita and Dr. Madhu.
Hi,
Hang in there. Life is going to get worse later, so enjoy this phase of life. You'll
hello.
miss it eventually, even the fights, I'm telling you.
Thank you
So
so
have
much,
fun
ma'am.
and then just keep learning. Dig into dental materials, which is untouched. It's a beautiful subject.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye.
You.
Bye.
Nice talking to
Okay,
you all.
thank
Bye.
you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye. Guys, follow all of them on Instagram.